Hi, so I'm Sanjay Sainani. I'm the Regional Vice President at Huawei Technologies, managing cloud IT and data center business. Well, these are interesting times. We are looking at some very new technologies at our doorstep. We're talking about the whole migration towards the cloud. We're looking at IoT becoming a primary driver. And then we are, again, maybe not in the next 12 months, but in the very near future, we're looking at 5G coming up. What all of this put together brings is a massive opportunity. A massive opportunity where we could bring a lot of automation, a lot of business intelligence to the current businesses the way they are being run. While providing all the benefits on the business side, what it also will do is will create a massive demand on the IT infrastructure. We're looking at millions, if not billions, of new connections coming up. We're looking at machine-to-machine, artificial intelligence coming up, which will require tremendous bandwidth, very low latency networks, which will require far more data processing, far more data storage. So when you add all this up, we are looking at data centers becoming pretty much a massive growth in that area. Again, when you look at data centers, you'll be looking at huge growth in terms of the core data centers at the back end. But then to provide the right user experience, you'll be looking at a lot of regional and edge data centers. So from that perspective, we see a tremendous growth in both the footprints of the data center that will come out. And this will then in turn put pressure on the energy business, because at the end of the day, data center are already guzzlers of energy. So getting in technologies which are more relevant to cooling, technologies relevant to higher energy efficiencies, technologies that help you to put data centers up on demand, data centers that are scalable. So we see most of these aspects picking up more quickly. Again, different geographies work at different paces. Clearly, US and Europe have a head start, but then Asia and Middle East is another very big market, and we are seeing this growth pretty much across the whole geography. So one of the big challenges, not just for us as a technology provider, but also for the customer, is that to a large extent, we do know in the short term as to what is the nature of the demand, and what configurations and what technologies and what solutions will best fit for the applications. The real challenge is we don't know beyond that horizon. And this is where, if you are an investor, you are challenged by the fact that where do you put your money and how much money do you put? So one of the big challenges today is that, especially for the investors, is how do you put your money? The second challenge going forward is also especially once you have all the IoT, the machine-to-machine in place, will be the bandwidth. If you are looking at autonomous cars on the road, if you are looking at robots performing surgery, you absolutely cannot afford to have latencies. You can't have a disruption in the connection. So bandwidth on the technology side will be an issue, which we believe will be sorted out by 5G. If you're talking about IoT, you are looking at sensors everywhere. However, you need to power up the sensors. Sensors need to communicate. And so technologies which allow sensors to consume much lesser energy, technologies that allow sensors to communicate over a much lower frequency in terms of bandwidth and amplitude, will definitely, are challenges in that space. To bring data centers closer to consumers, you are looking at having real estate in urban areas. And urban areas are highly crowded, space is at a premium. So finding ways to build data centers which have a much higher space utilization is a challenge. When you have so many data centers all over the region, management and operation of data centers is a challenge. So obviously almost all of these challenges have unique solutions, but these are some of the challenges that I would see coming up. Data center industry, or especially the facility side of the data center industry, not so long ago was not so sexy. We were talking about, it was more an assembly of electricians, mechanics, and plumbers coming together to build a facility. But that's not the case anymore. We are looking at high-density infrastructure, we're looking at mission-critical infrastructure, we are looking at 5.9, 6.9 uptime requirements, we are looking at extreme demands in terms of scalability, flexibility. We are looking at huge demands in terms of reduction of OpEx. There is definitely areas of artificial intelligence that can be used, areas of automation that can be used. So this industry has really changed in terms of the demands, at the facility layer. And if you're a graduate engineer, you pretty much now have many different areas of expertise demanded within the data center. And clearly could be a good choice. Also given the fact that the whole new digital economy will pretty much make data centers central to the whole IT and in the intelligent economy. So even from a pure employability point of view, this would be a good industry to be a part of. It's great to be in Monaco, and I'm sure most of the guests and the invitees had a great time. No, it's definitely a great event. What you've put together is, having some of the best-in-class vendors, thought leaders, influencers all come together, share their experiences, share, where they see the business going forward, and it's definitely a great opportunity for everyone in the business to, learn from each other, especially when the industry is changing so rapidly.